Okay, next part we're going to talk about is templates. We don't want you to have to recreate the wheel. Because of all the pilot schools and the first wave schools, a lot of them have created requests and lists and things like that they made available to you guys to be able to download and import to your sites, so you're not doing the same things over again. It already exists. So we're going to show you where they are, how to get them, how to install them, and how to get them active on your site. So all custom templates from schools are located at the schoolcollaboration.ocps.net. So do me a favor and open up a new tab in your browser and go to schoolcollaboration.ocps.net. And you should all have access to that. And on the left-hand side, you'll see the navigation called templates. Go ahead and click on the word templates. So what kind of templates do we have that were created by the schools? We have announcement requests. There's directions on how to create an automated birthday list. Some of elementary schools and middle schools like to list that month's teachers' birthdays and staff. So it only shows that particular month. Copy requests, that's a big one. No more of those days where you have to fill out a form and give the original copy to whoever's responsible to make that copy for you. It's all automated now. Custodial requests, device requests, facilities, inventory, media center, monthly fire safety checklist. I know that's a big one. And a lot of them are still using paper for that. We have that up there. The phone list, Renaissance, supply requests, and principals will love this one, the warm body count. That's done for FTE. So being able to know immediately that the teacher has submitted their warm body count for the counts, they can see it instantly as it happens. So can you request a template? Yep. If you look at the templates section you're on, right above where the templates are, there is a link. Click here to send an email. If you click there, it'll automatically open up your Outlook and pre-fill the subject line so we know what it's for. So all you have to do is put it in there. If you can use that same link if you'd like to submit a template that you've created and you want to share with everybody. So we have that as well. So how do we add a template? That's what we're going to do now. So what I'd like you guys to do is, on the page you're on now where the templates are, there are 3 of them that is either a Word document or a PDF. Do not use those. Okay? Use the ones that looks like a little image as you have the announcements request or copy request or custodial request. Use one of those. If you're in the same school, please don't use the same exact one, because we don't want to upload the same one at the same time. So pick different ones. And please don't go ahead once you download them. So click on it, save to your desktop.
Is this normal?
That's because you did not hit save to your desktop. You try to open it. Keep going back or close that window, whichever. I don't know where you're. Yep. So click on the custodial request. Yep. Hit save, and then save it to your desktop, so it's easy for you to find. And click save. Now, like I said, if 2 of you are in the same school, don't do the same one. Once you have it on the desktop, and I'm just going to do it along with you. Let me just save it. Save it to my desktop. Okay. Once you have the one you saved to your desktop, go to back to your top level parent site. So go to your school site. Everybody go back to your school site after you download one. And when you're at your school site, go to the wheel or the cog at the top right-hand corner and go to Site Settings. Because now that you have it downloaded to your computer, you need to upload it to your SharePoint site. So after you get into the site settings, on the left-hand side, under Web Designer Gallery section, there's a link called List Templates. Click on List Templates. And you should have a little one or two in there. If you have a student or you've had someone work out from your site before, there may be ones there already. So take a look and see what's there. Try not to upload the exact same one. So you might have to go back and download another one from the template site if you see one that's already existed. When you're ready to upload, at the top here you'll see a tab that says Files. Click on the Files tab. All right, and once you click on the Files tab, there's a link here that says Upload Document. Click on the button that says Upload Document and browse to your desktop where that new template exists, and it should end in .stp. Click on it and click OK when you're ready to add it to your site. When you'll get a list gallery where you can either rename it or title it or whatever you'd like. I am leaving it by default what it's called and hit save. Once you hit save, it's now in your site to use. So has everybody got one on your site now? Everybody uploaded one? All right, cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually use it. So on the left-hand side, you'll see your site contents. Click on the site contents, and it's going to bring you to the behind the scenes where all your document libraries and everything exists. So what you want to do here is on the first icon, it's one called Add an App. So all your libraries, lists. All right. So now everybody is where it says Site Contents. So now this is where you're going to do ahead, and you're going to see all your document libraries, any custom lists you want to make. You're going to do it from the Add an App. So click on Add an App, and you're going to see all the different types of things that you can add to your SharePoint site. Some is already there, you can create more, but if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to have the ability to switch pages. Go to the second page, because whenever you add a custom template to your site, it's going to be at the end. So look for at the bottom it says, look for the one you just added, and I added the copy request, so I'm going to click on copy request, and then I'm going to name it, because it's still a copy request, I'm going to use copy request. And then once I do that, I'm going to hit create. And what it's going to do, it's going to take that template that I had, and all that metadata that somebody already built for me is all going to be there for me to use. So now I have a new document library or a custom list, but this one happens to be, called copy request, and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to take a look at it and see what's inside. So open up the template you just did, and you're going to see that the metadata that already exists for this, that the person created, it's got a created by, so created, the date that was created, whether there's an attachment, this one has created by, so the created by pulls from the person who's logged into the computer. So you're going to know when someone uploads something, who did it. Yep, you're there. So you're looking at a custodial request. I'm doing a copy request, so it's a little different. So the metadata is room number, description. This is the different fields that were metadata. Okay. So it doesn't matter which request you chose. It's going to have different columns built in because it's a custom template. It's a customized thing for just whatever it is you downloaded. So now what you would do is, if I was to click New Item, and you can all do that, you're going to get all those columns in like a form look at. So when they fill out this form, all this data is going to be in that list. So I'm going to do just one called test. It's going to be grade, I'll say kindergarten, room 101, extension 102. I need 500 copies. I want them collated and front to back. I don't have any special instructions. I am going to make an attachment, so I'm going to leave that there. So how you add an attachment, right up at the top says attach a file. Go ahead and attach a file. I'm going to browse to a particular document. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to select this. Okay. So now this is all metadata. So all this stuff is now in this form. So what I can do now is all I have to do is hit save. When I hit save, it's going to bring you to the library, and you can see all these metadata columns filled out. So right now, it shows the date and time the person submitted this particular document request. It tells me that there's an attachment, says who did it, and all the columns that were in that form are now here filled out. So for instance, if you were, and we talked about this before about metadata on being able to filter and things like that. Say for instance you wanted to look in the copy requests and you wanted to know all the copies that a specific teacher asked for. So all you have to do is go to the created by column and filter on that particular person, and it will only show that particular person who has requested the copies. So if you want to know how many copy requests this particular teacher has, you will now see that. What's also nice about this, and this works for lists and libraries, it doesn't matter, even the surveys. Say for instance, I am the person responsible for copies in your school, okay? All I have to do is come to the list that it exists in, hit the list tab at the top, and you'll see this bell. If I click on the bell, I can set an alert to this list. Now what that does is it allows me to get an email notification when someone submits a copy request. So in that email notification, not only is everything that you see, all that metadata going to be in that email, but so is the attachment. So today, almost all schools should have those multifunction copiers in their offices. I don't even have to get out of my seat to make the copies. All I have to do is get my email, that request, open up the attachment, and print to the multifunction printer. And how does that save you money? Well, one, you're not filling out pieces of paper. You're not printing out those pieces of paper that they fill out. All right? What that also does, it guarantees that you're going to get your copies on the cheapest media possible. Because how many of you still use DeskJet printers in your school? No? Nobody use that? You use DeskJet printers? DeskJet printers cost you about 30 cents a page when you print out on that. Some of you have laser printers? Color lasers or black and white? Color? Color is even worse on lasers. A little less than DeskJet colors. Color lasers are probably around 20 cents a page. Black and white, DeskJets, that's going to cost you about 15 to 20 cents a sheet. When you send it to the multifunction copiers, it's about 2 cents a sheet. So as principals start thinking about this, they go like, oh wow, man, I could save myself on toner and ink and paper because it's not willy-nilly. So are any of your schools doing centralized printing? So it doesn't sound like you guys are. So, and you guys do centralized printing? So you can see that is the wave of the future. There's no reason why you shouldn't be doing centralized printing. It can save you a ton of money. And you heard Szynski earlier in his video. He said, oh, when we pounce our students and we're able to, they get into raffles with iPod shuffles and things like that. How does he afford stuff like that? Because he's not wasting his money on paper, ink, and toner. So you can start seeing by using this stuff how it's going to save you money. That's where it comes down to. Not only does it save the district money because we're not supporting a server at every single school, 180 plus schools for SharePoint internally. We have everything on about 5-6 hefty servers in our district that run everything. So $7,000 per server. You can see how much that money that's going to save. I'm talking millions and millions of dollars. I think we said something in the $30 million range over 5 years. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
Hey, Mike.
Yes?
I didn't see that, but once I click on this.
Yep, you said set alert for the list. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now, You guys are all owners because your principal sent you here. You have the rights to be able to set things up like this. You can set up alerts for others. Don't recommend it because the problem is when you set up an alert for somebody else. So you can put send an alert to, and the user, your name is there because you're the one that clicked on it. You can remove your name and add somebody else. But the problem is the delivery method is going to be email with your email address in it. That's the problem. There's no way to change that. So what you have to do is whoever's responsible for this, have them set up their own alert. So their name will be filled out, it'll be from them, and they'll know who it is. So that's how you add and use a template. Really easy, not bad, not very difficult. And you can do this, there's a bunch of different templates already there. Use them, they're gonna make your life easier. Let's see. So any questions about templates, how to get them, how to download them, and how to install them? Yes?
We can create our own, right? Is that
Certainly, yes, these are all custom lists. If you go in to your site and hit site contents and go into the add an app, all this that was a standard custom list, and I'll call this test request. All right. So all that person did was come here and create a custom list and add that metadata that they wanted to. Okay, so I'll go down to that new request, that new one. See, there's no information here, just title. All they did was come into the list tab when you're in the list, go to the list settings, and created columns here. So if I wanted to create a column and I wanted them to fill out teacher's name, right? Or just teacher. But the way I would do it is I don't want them to fill out their name. I want what OCPS has as their name because that's their official name. So what I would do is I would use the option for person or group, which is basically what we call people picker. So they're able to come here. I'm going to say, okay, it's a required field. All right, I don't need to change anything else. Obviously, there's not multi-select. I don't want multiple people. I want to see the people. It's only people, not groups. All of my users I want to be able to look through. Now this is where it can get fun. If you want to say, I want them in that when they pick themselves, I want to show their name. Okay? But what if you don't? What if you want to show their personnel number? Because there's only one unique identifier for teachers or employees and one unique identifier for students. Student ID and personnel number. So if I wanted to show the personnel number, I just changed that from name with presence to account, and it'll show the personnel number when they log in. So let me go here and just put this back to name with presence and click OK. So now, as you see, I have a new column right now. It's a required field. It's a person group. So when I go back to that request, you'll now see that in the column, right? So when I add a new item, I have a title, teacher. I have a place where they can fill out their information. So they can either start by typing in their last name and it populates automatically, or if you want to use their own personnel number, they could do that. See, it populates me automatically, and I hit save. So now, see how it says automatically I get the official OCPS district name that shows in that, and they can't change it. So they can't. We have some people, name might be Linda, but they go by Shelley. And there's quite a few of people that use different names. Huh?
No, you were saying there's quite a few, and I thought you were going to say there's quite a few Lindas that go by Shelley.
No. So there is a few people that go by different names, but really the official name should be what the district has. So that's how you make them do that way. And you can that's just the same way how you add a column. So what we did is once you create this request or whatever you create, you can then save it, export it as a template in the same area in the list settings, it's going to say right here, save list as a template. When you save it as a template, it'll save it to your list, that list area where you uploaded to, and you can export it and send it to us, and we can use it, and we would put it on the website. That's how you would do it. Same email. Yep. And I'm sure you'll come up with a lot. I'm sure you may come up with some. So share. It's all about sharing and making life easier for the rest of the people out there. They've done this for you guys right now. Okay. So now I've shown you how to add a template. What if you want to delete a template? Okay. Say you've created a custom list, and I want to get rid of it. So this tech request or the test request one, I don't need it anymore. It wasn't something I wanted to use, and it's not going to happen. So the easiest way to do that is just hover over under site content, and you'll see the ellipses right here. If you click on the ellipses, you'll get this option to remove. When I click remove, okay, it's gone. So that's how you get rid of anything in the content area. But be careful by doing that. You delete it, it's gone. We do back up things, like Mike said earlier. We can get back things that were deleted from your site within the last 20 days. After 20 days, it's gone for good, and you're rebuilding it yourself. So if you notice that something's gone and you need it back, there's a chance we can get it back from our backups. But remember, storage is not unlimited, so we have about 20 days of backups to go to. Yes?
Do we have access to these backups if we want to make a backup on our server of
No.
the file?
Nope, this is all internal. You don't have to worry about it. We take daily backups, incremental backups, and we do weekly full backups of all the servers. So if you need something that was deleted, we can get it back to you as long as it's within the last 20 days. All right. Now, everybody click on go to their front page for me. Now, what you should see now in your left-hand navigation is your new request that you just uploaded, your template, under the word recent. And I know that Hector touched on this earlier. Recent, if you uploaded or created 15 requests, recent only shows 5. So what we want to do now is make a place for your requests. So what we're going to do is on the bottom area underneath your site content, you have a button or a hyperlink that says edit links. Go ahead and click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new heading for your requests. So after you hit edit, click on the link icon. And under the text to display, I want you to type just requests. Too bad I can't spell. All right. After you put there, leave the address blank and click OK. Now what that did is it made a heading that now I can take my copy request, click on it, and drag it to the requests heading and have it jog to the right so it's part of requests. Everybody see that? So now it's not, you don't want it to be directly underneath requests so it looks like it's a separate, because you could do that. So you see it's right underneath now? I want it to jog out to the right so it looks like it's part of the request. So I just click on it and drag it till it jogs to the right. Now what I want to do is the recent tab, recent heading, I want to click the X next to it to delete it. And then hit save. So now I have an area from now on for all my requests to go. So they will always show as recent when you first do it, but you can just move it to the request section and then delete the recent heading. So you'll never have that issue of not finding something. And renaming the word, because you can rename any of the headings. If you take the recent category, the recent heading, and change it to something else, it still is going to only show 5 items. That's the way that particular heading works, built by SharePoint. Because obviously in recent, you don't want to show everything. It's just the recent. So now it's there permanently. All right, any questions about moving your navigation on the left-hand side there? There's a couple of different ways you can do this. That was one of the easier ways. You can also do that if you go on your top site and go to your site settings, and under look and feel, you have the navigation area, the navigation button. Midway down, you'll see your structure. You have the global navigation. That is the top navigation. That's where all your sites are, right? The current navigation is all the navigation that is on the left-hand side. So you could move things up and down just by clicking on it here and hitting the up, move down right in here if you want to do it that way as well. Whatever is your choice is fine. You can add headings and add links right here, just the same way I did on the page. You can do it right from navigation as well. Any questions about the links and navigations? Because you finished early, so we are a little about 15 minutes early. Hector, you want to do the shared, the working on the same document? Yeah. Okay. We're going to add something because we're a little ahead of schedule right now. Hector and I are going to show you how you can work on the same document at the same time. Okay? So we're going to go to, this is something you don't have to do on your computers right now. We're just going to show you. So we're going to work on that shared document library, and we're going to work on the curriculum guide at the same time.
You want to do a different one? Or gonna be...
It looks like it's, did you delete everything from it?
No. Did you do school or shared?
Shared.
Yeah, I thought so.
All right, so let's do the field trip form.
So that's how all that other text came up in the document that I was using.
Oh, so he deleted it all.
Yes.
That's why it was empty, because we were playing. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is a document that we've opened up and it's opened up in the browser. And say you're working at home and you don't have Office or anything like that, you can still do this because we're doing it in the browser. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come here and I'm going to say edit the document in Office Web Apps. So now it looks similar to using regular Office, but again, it's in the browser. So go ahead, Hector, and start typing something. And if you would notice, once Hector, see it says right here, Hector Baez is editing the document. So he's going to make some changes. And I can see right down here, it also tells me who is in the document.
But that document hasn't been checked out.
No, there's no checking out.
That's when multiple people could edit up.
Check in, check out is nothing to. This has nothing. It's auto. Office Web Apps takes care of everything.
But on this page, that's where I'm to understand that multiple people could edit?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Multiple.
Yep. So let's see. Where is it? Where's that? Did you hit enter? Hit save. Okay, see, when he hits save, after he made the change, it says updates available. I can click on it, and anything that he just did shows up. So I can come in here, and it shows you in green what that person did. So I can come over here and, enter down and say, and I could make changes to it. Let me go a little bit bigger. That wasn't very big. Let's see. There we go, a little bit bigger. And we're going to use Hector's favorite font. Yes.
It's not a Windows font.
Segui. This is his favorite font, so we're going to use that. And then I'm going to hit save. And he's going to have, on his screen, it'll show up a update was made to the site. We want to update the page. So you can do that in here. You can also, it does work just fine in Word. So right now, say I need more functionality. All right, there's more functionality in the full version of Office than you are in Web Apps. So I can click it open in Word. Well, thank you for telling me. I know. Come here, where's my mouse? There you go. So here it is now in Office. And it tells editing is, tells me he is editing, right? And he can make a change.
I did. Scroll down.
Let's see. Let me scroll down. See? There's no updating on this. It automatically started showing what he typed. All right? Kind of cool, right? And you could do this with Excel, PowerPoint. So say you're working on an Excel spreadsheet, the only thing you can't do is work in the same field. In this one, you're not working in the same paragraph. So you can see how this can, help your administrators. Think about it now. You have your school site, and then you can give your administrators a sub-site, their own sub-site, that nobody has access to it except them. So they can work confidently that no one is going to be seeing anything that they're working on, but they can still collaborate working on documents. The principal could be stuck in a meeting downstairs in the ELC while still being able to contact and work with an administrator at the school, even on their iPad, because on their iPad, Office Web Apps works. It's a browser, remember. It's a browser, it's not an application. So they could be on their iPad working on the Word document and working on the document at the same time while they're here. So you can see how this can start. All right, so now we're always in communication. I always can have the most current information all the time. So it becomes really, really nice. Another thing I want you guys to look at, and this is really, it's kind of cool too. If you guys